One of the most dangerous things to ever happen to anyone is when they carry you to the altar of fire. Yes, when they take your matter to the altar of fire, it becomes a very radical thing. It becomes a very dangerous thing. It becomes something very, very, very scary. So scary that if you're not careful, if you don't take time, it will actually spoil a lot of things. Hello everyone and welcome once again to D&Z TV, the place where we give you up-to-date information of everything happening in the palace of the Oni of Ife and the royal family at large. So if you've not subscribed to our channel, we urge you right now to click on the subscription button, comment, like and share our videos. And guess what? The more you share, the more we'll keep on giving you more information and everything happening at the palace. Now, there has been a lot of issues circulating around the palace, especially at his house, to do with Prince Tade Onikao, who happens to be the Oni's heir apparent. Yeah, it has actually escalated so well that Queen Naomi has actually noticed and confirmed that Mariam is actually the person who is responsible for trying to bring bodily harm on the young boy. Now, when she got wind of this information, she now decided, unlike other people, other people, when they get this kind of information, what they would do is to go and want to fight. They will go and start preparing to fight, preparing to cause issues, challenges, and make things to work in such a way that nobody can comprehend or understand. But this time around now, the reverse is the case. The reverse is the case because what Queen Naomi decided to do is to actually hand over every of this issue to the altar of fire. And by so doing, God has actually taken charge. Yes, God has actually taken charge because Miriam has actually begun to confess. And once it now gets to that point where you're being made to start confessing, you will definitely know that of a truth, things are actually getting out of hand. And when things begin to get out of hand like this, there's nothing that will happen that will only make everybody to begin to fall in place and fall out of perspective. So right about now, it is evident that Queen Naomi knows the right thing to do. Most people who have consistently been circulating with issues it's just because they have not really known exactly what to do. Yes, they have really not known what to do. They have not really not been able to actually strategize and know that of a truth, one just needs to have a way of securing their peace. Because when you look at it very well, people have a way of securing their peace. People have a way of just going out of place to see that no matter how hard people try to come around them, they on their own will consistently hold on. And when they begin to hold on like this, it is just natural. It is just natural for everybody to know that of a truth, they will actually fall out of proportion and out of place. So right about now, the matter has been tabled before God Almighty. And when a matter is stable before God Almighty, there are a lot of things that will begin to happen. Because the Bible even said that He will visit the sins of the father on the children. So what is this now supposed to mean? What it just means now is that the sins of Miriam are going to be visited by Miriam's own children. That is, if peradventure she now begins to make children. Because as you all know and understand, Miriam has actually not had any child for the Oni of Ife. Yes, Miriam has not had a child. Other people have been having kids, other people have been having children. But Miriam, on the other part, has consistently not had a child. And when people like this begin to find themselves in very tight and difficult circumstances and situations, it now becomes quite difficult and quite a Herculean task for people to now begin to know that now wow, how do we get out of this place? Because when you want to look at it very well, you will notice and understand that Miriam on her own has consistently consistently defaulted and consistently caused issues in the palace of the Oni of Ife. Now, when these issues are not adequately handled or adequately looked into, they will actually begin to cause hiccups. They'll actually begin to cause some form of disintegration, because when you look at it very well, the fact that all of these women are all out of place and out of proportion has actually caused nothing but a kind of serious downfall. And when this downfall is not properly handled, you now realize that something is actually going to go amiss. And once all these things begin to go amiss like this, you now realize that they have actually not been able to put their house in order. Now, putting your house in order has the only thing putting your house in order will cause is that it will just make people to have a thorough understanding, a thorough wisdom, a thorough analysis of saying, okay, this is happening like this is happening like this is not happening like this is not happening like this. Those are the kind of things that will make you feel to understand that it's really happening. People are really not really having the best of times, that the way they should have the best of times. Now, it has actually really caused people to have some very different mindsets and different understanding. Now they'll be having different mindsets and different understanding because it has actually not really taken Naomi anything. All she did was just to put her knees on the ground and prayed fervently, and by so doing, God answered. And when God answered, all they needed to do was that they just had to know that, well, nothing that will happen that cannot happen. All they will do is just to say, okay, you know what, um, this is actually a time for us to give up understanding, to give up everything that will do, to give up in on issues that were not properly handled, will now begin to cause disintegration. Because right now, Miriam's matter has been tabled before the altar of fire, and the way this altar of fire works, it has a way of making things difficult. It has a way of making things to things to just disintegrate. Things will not begin to uh, things will definitely not align very well, and they don't align like this because uh, um, God has actually gotten involved in this.